Hey everybody! So today we're going to be doing the technology integration plan with Bob. We will be teaching a 9th grade history course, and our lesson plan is going to be regarding World War II. We're going to be looking into how the war affected the lives of different people throughout Europe during World War II and the Holocaust. We're going to use a mobile computer lab, bring that into the classrooms, and they will be using Microsoft PowerPoint as their program. Essentially, we want the students to create a group project, and then they will present it to the class. The method that we want to use is Roybler's TIP method for the technology integration plan. So there's several steps to this. The first step is TPAC, so that breaking that down into its components. There's the technical knowledge. So the first thing that comes to mind is that I feel comfortable with the technology that I've chosen for this lesson. PowerPoint is something that I'm very familiar with. It's also a very user-friendly program. So Bob gets a little confused with technology or gets frustrated. So this would be a good program to use because it is something that is user-friendly for Bob to use with the students. So that could be a good option to use. The other concept for TPAC is the pedagogical knowledge. I know that with the students and some of their scenarios, some of them have free or reduced lunches, which means they might not have access to technology at home. So we are going to create time during class for students to get into their groups and work on this project together with the computer lab coming to the classroom. So that way they don't have to worry about doing the project at home and they can do it from within the class. The other aspect of TPAC is the content area knowledge. So I feel very familiar with this area of European history. I lived in Europe for a couple of years, and also I know Bob studied history, obviously, in his bachelor's degree, but also he has experience with working outside of education in the content area of history. So Bob should be comfortable with this area as well. The next step in the process is the relative advantage. This is why we're using the technology. It is an easy program for students to understand. Using the computer lab brings it to the classroom, like I said, so they don't have to go anywhere or do it at home. It is a program that students can get creative with while they're doing their group projects, so that way they can present it to the class and summarize what they found in unique ways to their group. It does give students a chance to work in groups, which is an important thing for them to all interact with each other and have that experience of sharing the work and equally contributing to the group project. The next step is the objectives and the assessment. Looking at the ABCs of this, the action, the behavior, and the condition, basically the action is going to be that the students are going to create this group project using PowerPoint. They are going to present it to the class using the PowerPoint presentation and each taking turns while doing that. They are going to pick a specific group or a couple of groups of people to compare their experiences that they had during World War II. And they're going to use a variety of primary and secondary resources so they can get a wide range of outlook on how people experience life, whether they were Jewish people or German people or French people, whatever they were during World War II. It's good for them to look into those different groups and get a wide range of ideas of how it was living in Europe during that time. The design strategy step is the next important one. So this is how we, as teachers and as the students, are using the technology. So for teachers, it is an easy one for us to manage because it is pretty user-friendly. There shouldn't be too many issues that come up from it. Bob, with the limited knowledge that they have with technology, hopefully won't get as frustrated with it. And if we do have any questions, we can ask someone on campus that is going to be knowledgeable in the technology area. But hopefully for the students overall, it's easy to go. The prepare step is we're going to make sure that there is access to the mobile computer labs during the time. So we will reserve it ahead of time. We're going to make sure that the computers are all charged before they need to be used. And we're going to check in with the technology team just to make sure that they are going to be on campus, or if there's any particular laptops in the mobile computer lab that have issues that might come up if they've been acting kind of weird lately. And the final step in the technology integration process is the evaluate and revise. So at this point, the students have given their presentations. So Bob and I will look back and say what they've done, how did it go, what did they learn. We're going to see if they use the wide variety of primary and secondary sources, that they work together in their groups, that they each presented together and did equal work in the presentation. And also, obviously, that they reached the objective that they've learned how different people experience life in Europe during World War II. And the final thing is, as well with Bob, is I want to make sure if they have any questions about the technology in particular, because that could have been a struggling point, that they feel comfortable with how the technology works. And if they wanted to make any changes for the next time, we can explore those possibilities as well. So that is the method that I would use for Roybler's technology integration plan with Bob and the scenario.